Meanwhile, let's go to Bill Melugin with what's on the agenda for the day 2 of the RNC. He's in that building right behind us. Hey, Bill.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Well, former President Trump has said he wants to be more unified as a result of this attempt on his life on Saturday. And that begins with a speaker who will be joining the stage tonight. Take a look. You guys were just bringing this up. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley will be speaking here at the RNC tonight. We all remember it was a brutal primary with Trump. They were heavily criticizing each other. He repeatedly called her bird brain. He was upset she stayed in the race as long as she did. We were in the room with her the day she dropped out of the race in Charleston back in March. It was tense in there. She didn't endorse him at the time. She urged him to earn the support of her voters. Well, she has since told her delegates to vote for Trump, and she will be here tonight. A sign some of those bridges may finally be mending. As for former President Trump, take a look at this. It was remarkable. He showed up here at the RNC last night, his very first public appearance since he was shot on Saturday. He received a huge wave of applause, cheers, with some of the crowd chanting, "Fight, fight, fight," a nod to what Trump said himself after he had been shot. And then take a look at this. Wall Street Journal reporting that Elon Musk is planning to donate a staggering $45 million per month to a new Trump-aligned super PAC. Musk endorsed Trump on Saturday after the assassination attempt. Trump was also recently endorsed by billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman. And then take a live look at the Pfizer Forum here. Tonight's theme for the RNC is Make America Safe once again, a heavy emphasis on crime and a topic we have covered relentlessly here at Fox News, the southern border. Earlier this morning, a mom who lost her son to a fentanyl overdose spoke out on Fox. Take a listen.
Donald Trump wants our community and our world and our national, whole country safe. And safety is why we're all here and why there's thousands and thousands of people, specifically with our story with fentanyl, people coming across the border and just killing millions of Americans.
And Fox News polling has consistently shown that crime and the border/immigration are two of the most important topics for voters during this election cycle. So this night at the RNC tonight is going to be very big for Donald Trump and the RNC. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Bill. You know what they're going to say, too? They're going to say crime across the major cities is down. And because Joe Biden's actually running on that. The problem is, I don't care what the stats say, nobody feels that way. Yeah. And if you see what's going on in New York City, they say the numbers are down when it comes to murders, but when it comes to assaults and other type of robberies and carjackings are through the roof. Well, Washington, D.C., does anyone think it's safer? Chicago? Do you think it's safer?
You don't get the
Right, it's not safe here.
Well, you don't get the chance to stand
Yeah.
in the way that you measure crime as well as prosecute crime and then try to take a victory lap. Real quickly on Bill Melugin's report, he talked about Bill Ackman and Elon Musk doing the $40 million per month. That money is to go to the ballot harvesting project where essentially Republicans have said don't early vote and don't mail in your vote. Well, now they're saying we want an entire initiative of attorneys as well as door knockers to sign people up for the Republicans. If the Democrats are going to make it legal, then we're going to use it against
Republicans need to have the same plan as the Democrats. The Democrats were very good at this 4 years ago, and Republicans have to take it up a notch and be competitive.
Because historically, the Democrats have always owned the get out the vote machine. And that's the one thing. Joe Biden in the back of his head is thinking, well, Trump doesn't have that. But now with Elon Musk committing $45 million a month, along with the Winklevoss twins, they're part of it. They're going to be registering voters. They're going to convince people to vote early and request mail-in ballots in swing states. And so that could actually, in Wilmington, at the Biden HQ, they're probably going, wait a minute, that was like going to be our ace in the hole.
Right. Now
they're catching up.
Right.
Because they're already hiring hundreds of people in these swing states to do exactly that.
Critical.
They also got Joe Lonsdale. He created Plantier. He personally donated $1 million to the group. This other one leader of the America PAC told a friend that the group expected to have a major donor who would make donation in 4 batches. The Super PAC also has 3 people close to the organization. It's led by Joe Lonsdale and a politically ambitious venture capitalist in Austin who serves as a confidant. So they're coming out in droves. This other guy, his name is Dave Rexroad. He's a top political operative who recently has served as a key ally to Governor Youngkin. He's going to go help out Trump. So there was a problem. No one ever thought that Trump would outrace Joe Biden. No, no one's donating. No one is donating to the Biden campaign.
Nope.
Democrats are trying to ice him out. And other, like people, David Axelrod's group is trying to say, don't give him a dime. Give him the real polls. Show him how bad he's losing. Get him to quit. He goes, I don't quit. So the money just, they're in a Texas standoff. And they're going to stare each other down. Meanwhile, the money's pouring into the guy that just almost got killed.
Yeah.
And he's standing up.
Donald Trump yesterday, then the case was dismissed in Florida. The classified documents
we
case
didn't even
was
talk about
dismissed. And Donald Trump said, I am having a great week. I am blessed to be alive.
The man that almost just got killed is saying I'm having a great week.
Well, and January 6th could be next.
Yep.
And let's go revisit that conviction with immunity now in the New York case.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.